If you're ready to relax and leave your stress behind, then it's time. Leave reality aside as you open your heart to the peaceful journey ahead. I had my mind set on a peaceful wipe this time around, and the desert was my favorite place to capture a peaceful vibe. So I headed deeper into the desert. Eventually, I found this island, secluded, distant, and quiet. So I swam over. When I arrived, I found one base and a ton of wild animals. I instantly knew this would be my home. After crafting a bow, I did some hunting. With a little more wood in my inventory, I began building my solo paradise. In between building, I would make runs to collect wood. To build a cozy base like this, you need a lot of wood, and I was lucky that I had a hatchet this early with BP Wipe. This wipe is not intended for those that crave chaos. This wipe is intended for those that chase peace and comfort. A wipe created to help me cope with my reality and find my inner escape. A wipe without stress to bring you closer to a quiet mind. A quiet mind and a relaxed existence. With the new nightlight update, I was able to work in the dark until my eyes grew tired and I laid down a campfire and lit up the base. I continued my work all through the night and into the day, building out the second floor to my cozy base. After laying down a TC, I took a break from building and headed over to the nearest river to collect some pumpkins and corn. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have to worry about food for a while. The closest monument to me was the dome, so I headed over to do the puzzle and get some loot. Of course, I was veering away from the primary goal, and a bullet was just what I needed to correct my path. Farming barrels like this on land is good, but what I needed this time around was the ocean. And so I farmed the ocean, far from any campers. Out here, I could move at my own pace, and all I had to do was drive my boat to the shore, and I was home. This strategy was working, so I continued to do it, and this time I took the boat straight to Lighthouse to recycle. Time was flying by, so when I hopped in my boat and headed home, the sun was setting before my eyes, a beautiful orange, unfazed by the water below or the clouds above. A sun no different than you and I, a sun that has to rest. And by the time I got home, it was dark. With my newly acquired scrap, I began to research items in my Tier 1 workbench. And now that the sun was up, I was ready to do more wood farming. The trees on this island had to go. Now, I'm a sucker for rain. When it rains out, I get a fuzzy feeling inside, just knowing that I'm dry and safe from the rain, in my own little bubble, watching the world all around get drenched, gives me a feeling of relaxation. So on this rainy day, I sat in my rocking chair and I admired the sky. What a strange sky it was, but breathtaking at the same time. Eventually, it got too dark, so I retreated inside and turned on the campfire. With a roleplayer base like this, I'm fully aware that my loot is not safe inside, but that's not the point of this base. This base is supposed to be carefree. If I lose what I have, so be it, as long as I can remain carefree. This particular ocean run was lucky because I found a jackhammer. During any of my other wipes, this would be a game changer, but since my base was made of wood, it had little impact, but I still put it to good use. Since I had the island mostly to myself, I decided to try out the metal detector. The loot I got from it wasn't too bad. I might make use of this more in future wipes. I took some time to collect some metal and sulfur using my jackhammer. I figured, at this pace, I might as well collect what I can. Not that weapons were a priority, but if I got my hands on one, at least I would be prepared. The base needed some reconstruction, and luckily it was wood, so a jackhammer was perfect for taking down walls. This entire base was improv building, so adjustments like this were expected. Up to this point, things had gone smoothly. My TC was packed, my boxes had loot, and now I had a mixing table to help speed up things, and a chimney to ease the pressure of the night. Over these couple of days in rust, the sky mostly rained, and the gloomy clouds seemed to follow me wherever I went, as if the sky was wanting to tell me something before I logged off for the night. But still I did, and that night I slept comfortably. No stress, no pressure, no matter what happens. In the morning, and morning did come, and I woke up. I logged in, and I was greeted by this sign, a clear indication that I had been raided. But what the sign said made me smile. After checking my boxes and seeing that my most valuable items were gone, I noticed a note on my body and this is what it said. And so I removed his lock and placed my own. I checked the second floor and took in the damage that was done there. But luckily, I didn't have too much to lose, so I was quickly able to continue from where I left off. I didn't want to remove his sign because I liked it, so I decided to break this and add a full wall. That way, I could place a stone fireplace right here. As soon as I finished there, I took off on my horse, following the shoreline until I found a boat. I needed to replenish my loot, and this boat was my key to that. If you're new to the channel, I hope you consider subscribing because I post chill content like this every week. From that single run, I was able to find a jackhammer to replace the one that was taken from me. And soon after I unloaded my loot, I hopped back into the boat and continued the grind. It was a long day out in the ocean, diving down under and looting until my heart was content. And there was no better feeling than sitting out on my porch, sinking into my sofa, warm and cozy, watching the sunset before my eyes. Even though I had been raided, I still felt completely at ease. There was more work to be done on the base, and I was excited to see how it would look when I was done. And when it was too dark to sit outside, I came in and snuggled up near the fireplace, the only source of light in my base up to this point. In order to expand in the way that I wanted, I needed more wood. So on this foggy day, I headed out looking for trees. And out here, in this corner of the map, things were so quiet that when this happened, I was completely caught off guard. But the rust gods were watching, and before I knew it, I was back on my feet. So on this particular run, I didn't have to go home empty-handed. The following day, I made my way out to Outpost with some stone and exchanged it for wood. And now I was on my way back home in hopes of using this wood to continue expanding this cozy roleplayer base. The first addition to the base I did was tear down this wall and add an area that would allow me to access the second floor from within the base. Now, it was time to set up some lights in the base. At some point in the wipe, I noticed that the base down below belonged to Ghostface, who just happened to be the person who raided me. So I headed down in hopes of having a little chat with my raider.
Yo, Ghostface.
Hello, what's up, man? I really don't want to fight you.
No, you're good, man. It's Orange. I think you might have raided my Roleplayer base. You left a nice little note up there, so.
I did.
Yeah.
And then I put your TC back and I locked your door again.
Honestly,
I was just coming over here to look for stone, and
Okay. Oh, this isn't your base? Oh, my bad. Okay. I thought this was your base. Okay.
This is my base.
Oh, okay,
This little 2x2 is my base. Yeah. It's just like a little farm base that I built when I was like out looking for stone, and I found a bunch of stone and was like, okay, well,
nice.
I need a base.
It's weird because the doors.
So
are,
I don't live here full time or anything. It's just like a.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got here. I just got it. Like I won't shoot you. Oh.
Okay.
Like it's just
I see.
so that I can store more in there.
Okay. That's cool.
But yeah, it does give it away heavily that like, oh, I'm coming out the front door.
No.
I have no intention of fighting you. I love your base, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Sorry for like jacking your. I was like, can I get in there? And then I could, and then I was like, oh man, I feel terrible. Like this base is cool.
Yeah, I wasn't. Obviously, I'm doing like the role player thing.
If you used it already, I can make another one and kill it for you.
Oh no.
I know your base looks dope. I'm sorry. It was like 3 in the morning, and I was like, let me get in there.
You're good. Honestly, you're probably surprised because I had a pretty decent amount of sulfur. You're probably like, what is this guy doing with all this?
Yeah. You were. Yeah, it was legit, man. Yeah, I like it.
You can come in if you
sweet.
want. It's all good. I don't mind.
Cool, man. Keep it real. Again, apologies.
Oh, no worries.
Your base is sweet.
Thanks, bro.
Looks. Your chair looking out over the water. When I went upstairs, I was like, "Oh my god, this dude's awesome! I gotta put this back and make sure his face doesn't rot."
Dude, your note made my whole day. I was like, I love this, man. Appreciate it.
Cool, yeah, of course, dude. Have fun, man.
All right, man. See you, buddy.
Those of you that have been watching my videos for quite some time will know that a roleplayer base with my name on the TC is never complete without a pool. But this time, I didn't want the pool to be exposed. I wanted to be able to swim around and enjoy my time within the safety of my base. My base finally had power, and the lights were working. After talking to my raider, and finding out that he was way cooler than I thought he was, I was able to make some progress on the pool. But at the end of each day, I'd find myself in the same spot, sipping some warm tea, resting and admiring the setting sun.
Hey man,
What up, dude?
what up?
I was coming to check out this island, but it looks like we got it already.
Oh yeah. I mean, feel free, man. If you want to build around here, I'm just doing a role player thing this wipe.
Oh, nice. Looks dope.
Thanks, bro. Feel free, man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I might come.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thanks. You too, man. After building out the structure of the pool, I had to say, I loved how this looked. A unique style of base, not some cookie cutter that someone else built. No, something original, something that feels good to live in. A combination of experience and improv building. Exactly what makes this an orange dream style base. If you're out there and you're watching this and you enjoy building bases like this, I hope you'd consider trying to replicate this. And if you do, please share pictures in my Discord. On this particular night, the weather was perfect, so I sat out on my porch and fired up the grill. I decided to cook all the meat that I had. I would eat some now and save the rest for later. It felt good to be able to sit out on my porch and not worry about stray bullets ruining the whole vibe. Because right here, this is pure peace. Just like that, my indoor pool was complete. I was eager to hop in the pool, and when I did, I realized it was far too cold to enjoy at night. So I waited for the sun to rise, and as it made its way up above the horizon, I could feel the air all around me growing warmer. And when it was warm enough, I hopped into the pool and I cooled off. Nothing could beat the vibe of this wipe. Sure, there were people around me, fully geared and ready to fight, but I simply wasn't. I was here to enjoy the peace and quiet, and that's exactly what I did. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thanks to my YouTube members. I'll see you all in a brand new journey next week. Until then, you've been watching an Orange Dream production.